What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and a lot of you guys have asked me about the EX mission here in Diva Harmonia, so let's go ahead and jump in. And for those of you that were at the live stream, you kind of know what is coming here shortly. But there's two linchpin items on Bell here that make this just a world of difference. But let's kind of back out a little bit, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this scene card off. Now, this scene card is like one of the biggest linchpin devices in our match. So we'll just kind of swap this here. I'll kind of swap. Let's see. That is another strength item. Yeah, let's go ahead and swap it for that. You know, we'll change it over there. Bam. And obviously, like I said, we got the See Your Scene card here to kind of do a little bit of extra damage. The other thing that is a huge boon is this item. So what we can do is we'll swap this. I kind of like this other item here that gives critical rate. So we'll kind of just do that. So we just kind of have a generic build with Bell. The other half of it is the buff that Eyes gives him. But what we'll do is we'll just avoid using Eyes on this run, though the Eyes buff is kind of ridiculous. But nevertheless, let's kind of go in here without his really good scene card and without his really good item, and I'll kind of show you the difference. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off basically by just going on the attack. Now, we're going to save the SA for right when he puts up his shield. That's when we really want the attack, so we're just going to kind of open up with some of these hits. Notice we're not really doing world-ending damage. I didn't really charge that, but you get the concept here. Oof, I shouldn't have gotten hit there. We'll run around that. And we'll just kind of wail on him a little bit. We want to save as many of these attacks as we can for when he puts up his barrier. So he's what? 5% damage there. So here we go. We'll drop this. Bam. That did a good amount of health. But now, you know, we have to do all those attacks to break that shield. Okay? Now bear that in mind. Let's go ahead and retire. And while that was good, you know, like I said, we can sit here and wail on him. We've got to save all of that. And, you know, we're just not... It's going to take forever. It's doable. It's doable. But doing it this way is just flat out going to take forever. So let's go ahead and go back to our setup here and swap in the good items. And this time we'll use Eyes. Because, I'm going to be real, all of this is just a huge difference in damage output. So, we will swap this back over for the desired scene card. We do want to keep the Seer on the front line because Seer is going to, well, I say Seer, just scene card in general, because that Seer scene card is going to just generally make sure that we have our SA first. If you don't have that scene card, you don't need it. You can put another scene card on here that boosts strength, but I'll be honest with you guys, that scene, or that Seer scene card basically makes sure I can do my SA when I want. It's kind of the difference between doing it the first time he brings up his shield and maybe doing it the second time, or having to like really rush through Firestorm to get where you want. I'm also going to swap over the item, and we talked about the item, we talked about the scene card yesterday, all in the build up to this video. So let's go ahead and set off now. And I'm going to save Eyes, I'm going to save the item, and I'm going to save the SA for right when the barrier goes up. And believe me, it's going to make a difference. Also, there is a big damage difference between having Eyes on him and having any other assist. So, you know, that does kind of become a question mark. So let's go ahead and just do our attacks, kind of build them up here. I'm going to save all of my skill. Well, we'll kind of do a few of the smaller skills. I don't want to do too many because I want to save as many of those skills as I can for when he does his barrier. So notice we've already done pretty much the amount of damage that we would normally do when he does his barrier. So here we go. Barrier. We'll do the item. There we go. We'll do Eyes. There we go. And I'll go ahead and charge. And notice that Eyes just broke his barrier right away. So we could do these, and we can do that. We could do all that. And he's already pretty much at half health. We've got another one of these on deck. Bam. And, oh, I missed with that. How did I miss with that? Anyway, we got another one of those. Basically, you kind of see, like, you could beat this in a matter of seconds. Now, this does beg a question, though. As good as the scene card is and as good as the item is, can we equip that to someone else? Okay? So, hopefully, There's no questions there. The problem is if I beat this, I don't get another opportunity to do it. So we're not going to beat it right now with Bell, but hopefully you see the pattern. Like he was down to half health in the time it took us to just damage him the first time around. And it's worth noting that dropping the item twice, doing eyes, broke his barrier. All of my attacks were then lined up after that. Do be careful though with Bell's second skill. I've had some real problems getting that to go off. If you do another skill and then sometimes I have to wait a second and then start doing the charging. Because if you're just like me, I use an Xbox. I use an Xbox controller. If I show it off over here, you can't see it. You can tell that I'm doing something, but you can't see it. But if I hit Y, the reality is sometimes it doesn't go. It's annoying, but it is what it is. It's kind of the reason I haven't beaten Tessa's strength yet, because everything is so, you gotta line it up so quick. Anyway, I digress. Just be careful with that skill. Sometimes you have to make sure that it's charging or whatever. Nevertheless, my question is, can we do this without Bell? Now, obviously, we do want a green character, so what I'm going to do... I don't think Otaro can produce enough damage, but he does have the ability to tank those hits. He's a ton of HP. I'm going to bring... Ryu is level 80. Let's bring Ryu. Or Ryu's level 70. Man, I wonder... I don't think I have the items to get her up to level 80. Do I? I do. Okay. So, for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and get her up to level 80 real quick. Okay. We'll upgrade her. Oh, some of these skills are a bit lackluster. Let's see if we can get her up to level 8 and just kind of give her a fair chance to do what she can do. There we go. I know I could probably take her all the way, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't see myself using her too much more. All right. So she's +2. She's in the ability board. You know what? Let's go ahead. Yeah, okay, we can't do that. I need more ability board items. So, you know, you see where she's at. She's not phenomenal, but she's there. But same sword, same build, same items. And the one thing to remember about the scene card, this scene card only works... Oh, it works with the wind... I'm sorry, I thought this was the one that only worked with Historia units. This item works with any wind unit. So, I wonder if we can do it with Ryu. Pause. Let's see. I wonder. I haven't honestly tried this. This is legitimately me being curious, going, if you don't have Bell, what are your other options? I feel pretty confident. But once again, I don't know for certain. But I do need to build up to our other skills. And per usual, the biggest downside is her SA doesn't really like burn or do anything that really... She's built a lot differently. But I'm still going to use it to try to break his shield. Oh, come off it. All right, here we go. So we got the SA. We drop the item. We use eyes. Bam. We start doing these. We start doing that. Come on, girl. Come on. Oh, no. Okay. We didn't actually break him, which is a bit shocking to me. So the answer then becomes, I want to run around and kind of build up Haruhime. I took a bit of a gamble and a lot of extra damage there. Now we're doing damage to him, but the honest answer here is you're doing about the same amount of damage Bell was doing without the assist. So let's see what happens if we do Haruhime and Philvis. So now we've got a big physical barrier, and all right, so now we've got everything lined up perfectly. We don't quite have eyes yet. Oh, that's right, because her second skill doesn't do an attack. Oof. You know, it does beg the question, what about Otaro? Let's try Otaro. I mean, you could try this if you don't have... If you don't have Bell, you could try this with other wind units. in my opinion, it should work. My Otaro's level 70. I don't have the items to get him up level 80, but he's tanky enough. He should be okay. It's just his damage output is going to be a bit lackluster. But it should give you a reasonable idea as to whether or not this will work without Bell. Honestly, though, if you have Bell, just upgrade him and he'll be fine. Like at level 80, you saw he just annihilated this event. So once again with Otaro, I am going to save his SA and try to build him up as best we can. Ooh, didn't get knocked back there. That's nice. So we can just kind of wail on him. We're not doing phenomenal damage, but that's really not what Otaro does anyway. He's not a powerhouse unit. All right. Bam. Okay. Actually, what's really neat here, and it is worth noting, now that we have everyone, or we have the SA for Haru and Filvis. I mean, Filvis will basically make Otaro just completely impenetrable. There's no one that can touch him now. Like, he could just stand in the fire here and probably not even, like, worry about it. So, it's, you know, a level 80 Otaro. Ooh. I honestly don't think I've ever seen Cadmus be knocked back like that. I like the prospects with Otaro. I really do. I think the reality is, though, you will need to survive this. You will need Filvis's buff, and I couldn't get her up. Hit the wrong button. Bam. Bam. Because, see, even she can't knock him back. So, honestly, with enough, like, practice and with a level 80 Otaro, I could definitely see this going properly for you. Unfortunately, my Otaro's level 70, and this is literally my first attempt with him. So if you have the scene card, if you have the item, it's definitely worth it. It's going to take you a while to do it, but, you know, like, even me making the mistakes I've made in this run, it's totally doable. The downside is here, I don't think you have the power to break his barrier, but drop your Filvis SA, and who knows? And you know what? Maybe you just tank the hits, save your SAs, save all your skills for when he doesn't have the barrier up. Use Filvis to kind of tank those barrier attacks. Just do base level attacks. I know it's counterproductive. It definitely is not what we would normally consider doing in a situation like this, but I think it honestly is the answer. Now, I've spent a lot of time standing in fire and this kind of not being terribly effective, but also, once again, my Otaro's a level 70. So if you have a level 80 Otaro, it's totally doable. But one more time, just to see the difference, like, I'm going to be honest here. As much of a struggle as that was, let's just throw Bell on here and defeat this for the sake of the video. What do you say? What do you say? What do you do? So, once again, we'll grab Bell. And let's just annihilate this event. Bell is hilarious. He just laughs at this. And it's worth noting that Bell's SA just makes him that much stronger. You just don't really want to waste it. You want to use it on the barrier because it's more of a buff than a hit, but it is still a hit, so it'll start to break it down. But then all your skills just get better after that. Okay? Come on, dude. Yeah, that's fine. Ain't even worried about you. I would love to have Filvis's SA, but my options are have Bell's SA or Filvis. And I chose Bell. Come on, Bell. Get out of there. Bam. Drop his sword item. Drop her. And this is busted. And I messed up with that secondary skill. I didn't charge it. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and drop Haruhime's skill here and Philvis' skill here and just make myself that much more hardy. And you could, I mean, built right, you could just spam these is the crazy part. And, oh. I mean, granted, I was stepping in fire, and I'm just trying to, like, speed my way through this, but that's the fight. So, once again, if you've got Bell, like, it's a no-brainer. But if you don't have Bell, I do think Otaro has prospects. It's not going to be a quick or easy fight. But, honestly, if you have Bell, great. If you don't, Bell can even do this without the eyes assist, so it is worth getting Bell. But hopefully you see like how strong this dude is. Anyway, that's the tactic. Now, if you really want me, if there's a major cry out there, you sound off in the comments. If you guys really, 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 really want to see a good run without Bell, let me know. We can put that together. I'll really brainstorm up something great for you guys. My honest answer here is, if you can, please pity Bell. He's so good. He's really good. And I think we've got, I want to say about a week and a half, 2 weeks before part 2 comes in, so you should have some time. There's a ton of Sealess in this event, so let's farm it up, go ham. We'll be back to cover test of strength. I just got to finalize my build for that, but I think we have that in the bag as well. So like, comment, share. See you again soon for that.